everybody. Welcome back to the Crush Your Trading Recap Show for Wednesday, November 6, 2024. Today, we crushed it with an impressive gain of $11,423 using the Crush It Trading strategy. Now, we tackled some incredible setups on today's tickers, and I'm excited to share the details with you. And if you're enjoying these recaps, do me a favor and hit that like button, and please subscribe. Right now would be the perfect time to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future Crush It Trade setups. All right, the trade of the day was... there it is, NVDA, $11,423. Now, we'll start with NVIDIA, but I did take two trades, so we'll get into that second trade in just a second here, but let's start with NVIDIA. All right, you can see out of the open, we had some nice momentum to the upside here. We hit the crush it zone rather fast. Took place at about 9:35, 9:40, jumped over to the 1 minute, and you can see here on our oscillators, we were deep outside the buy zone. I was at about 103%, and I also had this like double top in these valleys on my predictor right here, which is also a nice indicator for a move to the downside. And I had this crossover take place on the MACD. So when I got this little retest right here on the 1 minute, I call it a check candle at about 9:41. This is where I got in. I rode this all the way down to the zero line and then some, and got out somewhere just below VWAP with about $9,500, I think it was. So it was a really good trade on NVIDIA. Once again, just a classic A+ setup right off the crush it zone. All right, the second trade on Tesla here was the continuation of the downside here. You can see that Tesla was also strong out of the open, and on the way back down, it came through the first 5-minute candle opening print right here. And as it was coming down, we got this retest at about 9:55 right here. It doesn't look like much on the 1 minute, but over here on the 10-second, you can see I had this big impulsive candle to the upside. I had this candle over here at the 20-day. And I decided to get in light right here at about 9:56 for just a quick move to the downside, a little scalp trade. I think I made about $1,500 or $1,800 on it. I don't remember exactly, but that put me at $11,423 for the day. So those were my two trades for the day. Now let's check out the watch list and see what happened there. So you can see on AMD, we had some crush it trade setups take place here. Now we blew through the crush it trade initially, so there really wasn't any setups on AMT to the downside, and we didn't really have a setup on the continuation either because we didn't have any like retests or anything like that. Just kind of blew right through. And anyways, as it was coming back up, I noticed it was coming through the crush it zone right here. I called this one out in the room. We had this nice retest right here at the crush it zone for a move higher, and that was a pretty good trade today. Then also we had the same setup come back down again at the crush it zone for a move to the upside on AMD. Now this one produced a lot better. So those were two really good trades today on AMD. Once again, on Amazon, we didn't have a trade at the crush it zone. It just blew through it. We didn't have any retest, nothing. It just went straight through. And when it happens like that, there's really nothing you can do. There's no trade there. There's no setup. So we didn't have anything on Amazon. We had this really nice setup take place on Meta. Meta's a little spready. I was already green for the day, so there was no need for me to take this trade. So that was Meta to the downside. Now you would have gotten in up here at about 10:35. Risk to reward was 5.35, I think it was, and you would have got to move all the way down to the zero line actually if you'd have stayed in long enough. Nothing on Apple. Now I was watching Apple for a continuation of the upside. It did have a lot of strength coming out of the open there, but it just didn't quite make it. We had a little bit of a failure, and then I left Apple. There's nothing really to trade there for our strategy today. And then we had Tesla. Really good move. I took the continuation to the downside here, but you can see that it had a nice move off the crush it zone to the upside here. A really nice move, actually. But once again, I had already taken NVIDIA to the downside off the crush it zone, a nice big move to the downside. So that was a really good move. And then I went in light for continuation on Tesla for the continuation. So I didn't really get in on this one here, but there's a lot of people in the room that took this trade to the upside off the crush it zone. And you can see off the crush it zone today, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really good plays off the crush it zone. Now, if you watch these recap videos, you'll see that this strategy sets up every single day. It's a daily cash flow strategy. So if you want to learn the crush it trade strategy, I highly encourage you, get into the room and learn the strategy. It's easier than you think. And anyway, so that is the crush it trade strategy. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to the Crush It Trading Recap Show. Today was a solid day with $11,423 gain, and I'm thrilled to have had you along for the breakdown. Remember, The Crush It trading strategy is something you can learn and apply just like many others in our trading room. So if you found value in today's recap, don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe. Drop a comment below with any questions or thoughts about today's trades. And as always, you can catch us live every Monday through Friday in the trading room, 9:30 to 11. So mark your calendars. Join us for some winning setups. All right. Until next time, stay smart and keep crushing it.